Hey everyone, welcome back to Brew and Boost, your daily shot of news in English. I'm Emily.
And I'm Jake. Today's story dives into a rare clash between the White House and the Federal Reserve.
But first, a quick quiz for you, Jake, and for our listeners too. The Federal Reserve's Board of Governors normally serves a fixed term of how many years? Is it A, 4 years, B, 7 years, or C, 14 years?
I know it's a long term to protect their independence. I'll guess C 14 years, but I'm not totally sure.
Great choice. We'll find out if you're right at the end of the episode. For now, let's listen in as Maya and Alex unpack what's going on with this unprecedented case. Can you believe President Trump tried to sack a Fed governor effective immediately?
Yeah, Lisa Cook didn't waste time. She lawyered up and is fighting back in court.
The tricky part is that Fed governors can only be removed for cause, like misconduct or neglect of duty.
Right. But the allegations against her happened before she even joined the Fed, which makes the case murky.
Some experts say it could end up being a landmark ruling on presidential power.
And if Cook gets an injunction, she could keep her seat while the lawsuit plays out.
The bigger picture is about the Fed's independence. Wall Street panicked as soon as this news hit.
Exactly. If presidents can just override the Fed, the whole system could start to look wonky.
Let's start with the first line. Maya says, "Can you believe President Trump tried to sack a Fed governor effective immediately?"
Okay, lots to unpack there. First, the phrase sack someone is British and informal. It simply means fire someone. In the US, we often say fire or let go, but sack is very common in international English and news.
Exactly. So, Trump tried to sack a Fed governor means he tried to remove her from her position.
And notice she said, effective immediately. That's a formal phrase often used in official announcements. It means the action takes place right now with no delay. For example, this policy change is effective immediately means it starts today, not next week.
Next line, Alex says, "Yeah, Lisa Cook didn't waste time. She lawyered up and is fighting back in court."
Lawyer up is one of our 5 key expressions today. It's an idiom that means hiring a lawyer quickly, usually because you're in legal trouble or want protection.
And it has a slightly dramatic tone, right? If you say, "he lawyered up," it feels like something serious is happening, not just a casual visit to a lawyer.
Exactly. And the phrase didn't waste time is also useful. It means she acted quickly, without delay. Together, the sentence shows that Lisa Cook is ready to defend herself in court.
Then Maya says, "The tricky part is that Fed governors can only be removed for cause like misconduct or neglect of duty."
Here's another of our key expressions, for cause. This is a legal phrase. In this context, it means you can only remove someone from their job if there's a specific, legitimate reason.
Right, examples could be misconduct, which means bad or illegal behavior, or neglect of duty, which means failing to do the job properly.
So the tricky part here is that presidents can't just fire a Fed governor for personal reasons. There has to be cause, something real and provable.
Alex then replies, "Right, but the allegations against her happened before she even joined the Fed, which makes the case murky."
A couple of things to note. First, allegations means accusations, claims that someone did something wrong, but not proven yet.
And then he uses the word murky. That's a great word. Literally, it means dark and unclear, like dirty water. Figuratively, in this sentence, it means complicated, uncertain, or not clear legally.
So Alex is pointing out that because the accusations happened before Lisa Cook worked at the Fed, it's not a simple case. It's murky.
Next, Maya says, "Some experts say it could end up being a landmark ruling on presidential power."
Landmark ruling is our next key expression. A landmark is usually something important and memorable, like a famous building in a city. When we talk about a landmark ruling, it means a court decision that is very important and sets a precedent for the future.
For example, in U.S. history, the Supreme Court ruling on civil rights in Brown v. Board of Education was a landmark ruling. It changed the law for decades to come.
So here, experts think this case could decide how much power a president really has over the Federal Reserve.
Then Alex adds, And if Cook gets an injunction, she could keep her seat while the lawsuit plays out.
Here's our fifth key expression, injunction. This is a legal order from a court that temporarily stops or delays an action.
So if Lisa Cook gets an injunction, the court could stop her removal while the case continues. She'd keep her job during the lawsuit.
Notice the phrase, while the lawsuit plays out. That's an idiomatic way to say while the lawsuit continues or develops. It makes legal language feel a bit more casual.
Maya goes on, the bigger picture is about the Fed's independence. Wall Street panicked as soon as this news hit.
The bigger picture is another very common expression. It means the wider, more important context, not just the small details.
And here the big issue is the independence of the Federal Reserve. Independence means freedom from outside control. The Fed is supposed to make decisions about money without political pressure.
She also says Wall Street panicked. That's a way to describe investors reacting with fear, often selling stocks or bonds quickly. And the phrase, as soon as this news hit, is casual. News doesn't literally hit, but it means as soon as the news was released or spread.
Finally, Alex says, exactly. If presidents can just override the Fed, the whole system could start to look wonky.
Override is a strong word. It means to cancel or ignore someone else's decision and replace it with your own. So Alex is worried that if presidents can override the Fed's decisions won't matter anymore.
And then he uses wonky. That's a fun one. It usually means something is unstable, shaky, or overly complicated. For example, my laptop is acting wonky means it's working strangely.
So here, the system could start to look wonky, means the financial system might seem unstable or unreliable if politics interferes too much.
Before we dive deeper, let's listen to the dialogue one more time. This time, try to notice the 5 expressions: sack, lawyer up, for cause, landmark ruling, and injunction.
And pay attention to the tone too. Notice how Maya and Alex sound surprised, serious, and a little worried at different points. That can help you catch the meaning even if you don't know every word. Okay, let's roll it again.
Can you believe President Trump tried to sack a Fed governor effective immediately?
Yeah, Lisa Cook didn't waste time. She lawyered up and is fighting back in court.
The tricky part is that Fed governors can only be removed for cause, like misconduct or neglect of duty.
Right. But the allegations against her happened before she even joined the Fed, which makes the case murky.
Some experts say it could end up being a landmark ruling on presidential power.
And if Cook gets an injunction, she could keep her seat while the lawsuit plays out.
The bigger picture is about the Fed's independence. Wall Street panicked as soon as this news hit.
Exactly. If presidents can just override the Fed, the whole system could start to look wonky.
Expression spotlight. And we're back. Now that you've heard it twice, let's really dig into those expressions.
Yeah, this is the fun part, expression spotlight.
Let's kick it off with the first expression, sack. Maya said, can you believe President Trump tried to sack a Fed governor effective immediately?
So sack just means fire. It's common in British and international English, while in American English, we usually say fire or let go.
Here's an example. After the scandal, the company decided to sack its CEO. That means they removed the CEO from the job.
Another one, he was sacked for always being late to work. Notice it often suggests a bit of drama or blame. It's not a polite way to say someone lost their job.
Next up is lawyer up. Alex said, yeah, Lisa Cook didn't waste time. She lawyered up and is fighting back in court.
Lawyer up means to quickly hire a lawyer, usually when you're accused of something or preparing for legal trouble. It's informal, and it sounds a little tough, like you're ready for a fight.
Example 1. After the car accident, he lawyered up before talking to the insurance company.
Example 2. The celebrity lawyered up as soon as the gossip magazine published the story. It gives the feeling of someone going on the defensive immediately.
Third expression, for cause. Maya said, Fed governors can only be removed for cause like misconduct or neglect of duty.
For cause is a legal phrase. It means you need a legitimate reason to remove someone, not just personal dislike or politics.
For example, the teacher was dismissed for cause after repeated violations of school policy. That means the school had solid reasons.
Another, you can't just fire someone for asking for vacation. That's not for cause. It reminds us that rules and fairness matter.
Moving on, landmark ruling. Maya said, some experts say it could end up being a landmark ruling on presidential power.
A landmark ruling is a very important court decision that sets a precedent. It changes the way laws are interpreted in the future.
Here's an example. The Supreme Court made a landmark ruling on same-sex marriage in 2015. That decision changed laws across the U.S.
Another example, this case might become a landmark ruling for data privacy. It means it could shape how privacy is protected for years to come.
And finally, injunction. Alex said, and if Cook gets an injunction, she could keep her seat while the lawsuit plays out.
An injunction is a court order that temporarily stops or delays an action. It's like the judge saying, wait, don't move forward yet.
Example 1. The company got an injunction to stop its competitor from selling a copycat product.
Example 2. The union asked for an injunction to delay layoffs while negotiations continued. It's all about putting things on hold legally until the court decides.
So those are our 5 spotlight expressions: sack, lawyer up, for cause, landmark ruling, and injunction.
And the cool thing is, you'll hear them not just in political news like this, but in business, workplace stories, and even in casual conversations about people getting fired or going to court.
Exactly. They're powerful expressions to recognize and, when the time is right, to use. All right, time to circle back to today's quiz. I asked how long the Federal Reserve's Board of Governors normally serves. Is it A, 4 years, B, 7 years, or C, 14 years?
I guess C, 14 years.
And you nailed it. The answer is C, 14 years. That long term is meant to protect the Fed's independence, so they can make decisions without worrying about short-term politics.
Which ties perfectly into today's story. The whole debate is about how independent the Fed really is from presidential power.
And that's the key takeaway. We'll be back tomorrow with another story and more English to boost your day. Until then, stay curious and keep practicing.
See you next time.